Hey everyone, and welcome back. Today, we're going to really dig into something I think you'll find fascinating.
Uh-huh.
We're talking fat-fighting foods.
Oh, okay.
You know those everyday foods that can actually help your body burn fat more effectively?
Yeah.
And we've got some really interesting sources to pull from for this deep dive.
Cool.
We've got a health website,
Okay.
some advice from a dietitian on a podcast I was listening to,
Interesting.
even a doctor's YouTube video all about this.
Right.
So if you're looking for practical ways to kind of work these fat-burning foods into your routine,
Mm-hmm.
I think you're really going to enjoy this one.
I'm excited.
All right, so one thing that really stood out to me going through all this material
Yeah.
was the emphasis on protein.
Oh, definitely.
Like it kept coming up again and again.
Yeah, it's so important.
Almost like it's the secret weapon in this whole fat-fighting game.
Well, it takes more energy for your body to actually digest protein
Oh, really?
compared to carbs or fats.
Right.
And that's what we call the thermic effect of food.
Okay.
And that can really give your metabolism a boost.
So it's not just about like building muscle or anything.
Well, it does help with that too.
Okay.
But yeah, it's the actual process of breaking down the protein that burns more calories,
Interesting.
even when you're just resting.
Wow. Okay. So like more lean meats, fish eggs, that kind of thing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And speaking of eggs,
Yeah.
remember how we used to think egg yolks were like the enemy?
Oh, yeah. Like all that cholesterol.
Right.
I used to only get egg white omelets.
Yeah, well, it turns out that yolk is actually packed with something called choline,
Okay.
which is super important for healthy fat metabolism.
Oh, so it actually helps you burn fat.
It can, yeah.
Interesting.
Studies show that when you don't get enough choline, your body actually tends to store more fat.
Oh, no.
Especially that visceral fat, the kind that's around your organs.
That's the bad kind, right?
Exactly.
Okay, so ditch the egg white omelets, embrace the whole egg.
I'm with you on that one.
All right, so another thing that popped up in a few of the sources were chili peppers,
Oh, yeah.
which I thought was really interesting.
Yeah, they're like little metabolism boosters.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
How does that work?
It's because of a compound called capsaicin.
Capsaicin.
Yeah, it's what gives chili peppers their heat.
Right.
And it actually triggers something called thermogenesis in your body.
Thermo what?
Thermogenesis.
Okay.
Basically, your body generates heat and then it has to expend energy to cool itself down.
Oh, wow.
It's like turning up your internal thermostat.
Huh. So that little dash of hot sauce is actually doing more than just adding flavor.
It can, yeah.
Wow. Okay, so we can use fresh peppers, dried flakes, chili powder, even hot sauce.
Exactly. Lots of options.
Okay, awesome. All right, moving on to another superstar in the fat-fighting world,
Okay.
fiber.
Oh, yeah. Fiber's essential.
It seems like every single source mentioned it.
And for good reason.
Right.
It's not just about digestion, A healthy gut is actually key for efficient metabolism and managing your weight.
Okay, but how does fiber help with all that?
Well, think of it this way. Fiber nourishes the good bacteria in your gut.
Mm-hmm.
And those bacteria are actually really important in how your body processes food and burns fat.
Wow, so it's like a whole ecosystem in there.
Exactly. And different types of fiber have different benefits.
Those what?
Well, soluble fiber, for example.
Got
That's found in things like beans, oats, mushrooms.
Right.
It actually slows down the release of sugar into your bloodstream.
So it keeps your energy levels more stable.
Exactly. And it can help prevent those sugar crashes that make you crave unhealthy foods.
Ugh, yeah, those are the worst.
Right. And speaking of mushrooms,
Yeah.
I remember in that doctor's YouTube video, he had this really interesting tip about them.
Oh, yeah, what was it?
He said to eat the stems.
Really?
Yeah, apparently they have double the amount of beta-glucan.
What's beta-glucan?
It's a type of soluble fiber
Oh,
compared to the caps.
huh. It's amazing what you learn when you dig into this stuff.
It really is.
Okay, so we've covered protein, chili peppers, fiber. What about beverages?
Oh, yeah.
Anything stand out there?
Well, one thing that was mentioned in almost every source was green tea.
Oh, I love green tea.
It's a real powerhouse.
But what makes it so good for burning fat?
Well, it's packed with these things called catechins.
Catechins.
Yeah, they're antioxidants.
Okay.
And they've been shown to boost your metabolism
Mm-hmm.
and specifically target belly fat.
Target belly fat. Okay, now I'm really listening.
Some studies even suggest that green tea can increase the activity of fat-burning hormones in your body.
Wow, so it's like a little extra push in the right direction.
Exactly. And the best part is,
Yeah.
it's as simple as swapping out those sugary drinks for a cup of green tea.
Okay. Yeah, that's a practical tip I can get behind.
Right. Small changes can make a big difference.
Absolutely. And that actually reminds me,
Yeah.
several of the sources really emphasize the importance of making those small, sustainable changes to your routine for long-term success.
Yeah. Consistency is key.
Right. It's not about overhauling your whole life overnight.
Exactly.
It's about those little things you do every day that add up over time.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah.
Little things add up.
You really do.
I have.
So what kind of little changes are we talking about?
Well, like in that Mind Body Fuel podcast, they were really big on planning ahead.
Okay.
Actually taking the time to plan out your meals for the week.
Mm-hmm.
It can really help you avoid those impulse buys at the store.
Oh, yeah.
When you're just grabbing whatever looks good.
Totally guilty of that.
And let's be honest, those impulse buys are usually not the healthiest choices.
Like my willpower just disappears when I'm hungry.
Right.
And I haven't planned ahead.
Exactly.
Suddenly that bag of chips is calling my name.
That's why meal prepping can be such a game changer.
Yeah.
Even if it's just for a little bit on the weekend.
Mm.
Chopping some veggies, portioning out some nuts, cooking up a big batch of quinoa, things like that.
It's like giving future you a gift.
Exactly.
Okay, so planning and prepping are key. What else?
Hydration.
Oh, yeah.
Water.
It's so important.
But how does drinking water actually help you lose weight?
Well, for one thing, thirst can often be mistaken for hunger.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So if you're staying properly hydrated,
Mm-hmm.
you might find that you're not actually as hungry as you think.
Interesting.
And then on top of that, water plays a big role in boosting your metabolism.
Okay.
It helps your body function at its best.
Right.
And of course, when you're swapping out those sugary drinks for water,
Yeah.
that's a double win.
You're cutting calories and hydrating.
Exactly.
Wow. It's amazing how something so simple can make such a big difference.
It really is.
I know. I'm definitely guilty of grabbing a snack when what I really need is a glass of water.
I think we all do that sometimes.
So true.
Oh.
Okay, so we've got planning, prepping water, and
I remember that doctor in his YouTube video mentioned something called pu'er tea.
oh yes, pu'er.
What is that exactly?
It's a fermented probiotic tea from China.
Oh, wow.
It's been used for centuries as a digestive aid.
Huh, interesting.
And the really cool thing is it contains those same fat-burning catechins that we were talking about with green tea.
Really?
Mm-hmm. But with the added benefit of probiotics for gut health.
So it's like a double whammy.
Exactly.
Wow, he even mentioned that it used to be traded on the Silk Road.
It's got quite a history.
Yeah, they used to press it into these cakes and bricks to preserve it for those long journeys.
Pretty cool.
Ah, that's amazing. Okay, so we've got protein chili peppers, fiber, green tea, pu'er tea.
Yeah.
It's like our own little fat-fighting food army.
And remember, it's not just about adding these foods.
Right.
It's also about making smart swaps.
Like trading in the soda for green tea or water.
Exactly. Gotcha. But those swaps can apply to other areas of your diet, too.
Well, like what?
Well, instead of butter or mayonnaise on your sandwich, for example. Okay.
You could try using avocado.
Ooh, I love avocado.
It's full of healthy fats,
Mm-hmm.
and it adds that creamy texture.
Right.
You can use it on toast salads, all sorts of things.
Okay, that's a swap I can definitely get behind.
What about for breakfast instead of sugary cereal?
Ooh.
What if you had Greek yogurt with some berries and a sprinkle of nuts?
Okay, that sounds pretty good.
You get your protein, fiber, healthy fats all in one.
And it'll keep me full all morning.
Exactly.
It's all about making those healthy choices delicious, right?
Absolutely.
Because if you enjoy the food, you're more likely to stick with it.
That's the key.
Make it a sustainable habit.
Exactly.
Wow, this is really eye-opening.
Yeah.
It's not about deprivation or restriction. It's
Well,
about
yeah.
making choices that make you feel good.
Nourishing your body.
Exactly. And when you
Mhm.
start treating your body with that kind of respect,
Yeah.
that's when you really unlock your full potential.
I love that.
It's about fueling your body so you can live your best life.
Couldn't have said it better myself. Yeah, it really is all about fueling your body in a way that works for you.
Exactly. And as you start trying these different fat-fighting foods,
Yeah.
really pay attention to how you feel.
Okay.
What gives you energy? What keeps you feeling full and satisfied?
Mhm.
It's different for everyone.
Right. It's like we become our own nutrition detectives.
Exactly. And don't be afraid to get creative in the kitchen.
Oh, yeah.
Have fun with it.
It doesn't have to be boring.
No way.
Healthy food can be delicious.
Absolutely.
And when it's delicious, you actually want to eat it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's how you make it a sustainable habit.
So true. So as we wrap up this deep dive,
Yeah.
is there anything else you think our listeners should keep in mind?
One thing that really stuck with me from all these sources is that it's really about progress over perfection.
Oh, that's so important.
It's easy to get caught up in that all or nothing mindset.
Yeah.
But real change happens when you focus on building those healthy habits one day at a time.
It's not about being perfect.
No.
It's about making those small changes consistently.
Exactly. And don't just focus on the number on the scale.
Right.
Pay attention to how you feel,
Yeah.
your energy levels, your digestion, even your mood.
Yeah.
Those are all signs that your body is responding to the choices you're making.
It's so easy to get fixated on that number on the scale.
Yeah,
But it's about so much more than that.
it really is.
It's about feeling good in your own skin,
Yeah.
having the energy to do the things you love,
Yeah,
living a life that's vibrant and fulfilling.
exactly. And you know what? When you start focusing on those things,
Yeah.
the weight loss often takes care of itself.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
This has been such an incredible deep dive.
It has.
I feel like we've learned so much about fat-fighting foods,
Me too.
how to make them work for us, the importance of consistency. It's really been eye-opening.
Then remember, it's not just about knowledge. It's
Mhm.
about actually putting what you've learned into practice.
Take action.
Exactly.
So to wrap things up, I want to leave our listeners with one final thought. Okay. Think about your next meal. How can you incorporate just one of these fat-fighting foods
Yeah.
in a way that you'll actually enjoy?
That's a great challenge.
It's all about those small steps
One step at a time.
that can lead to big changes.
Absolutely.
Well, thank you so much for joining us on this deep dive.
It was my pleasure.
Until next time, stay curious,
Yeah.
stay healthy,
Yeah.
and keep exploring those amazing fat-fighting foods.
See you next time.